After 40, most of us carry a quiet fear so deep we barely admit it to ourselves. There's a truth so uncomfortable that many women over 40 will do almost anything to avoid facing it. They'll create elaborate stories, blame entire gender populations, rewrite reality itself rather than confront this one simple fact. It's not about aging, it's not about looks, it's not even about being alone. The truth that terrifies them more than anything else is this: they might be the reason they're still single. Not men, not society, not circumstances, them. And at this stage of life, that realization cuts deeper than ever, because by 40, the stakes feel higher. The years behind them carry heartbreaks, scars, and lessons. The years ahead feel shorter, more precious, and less forgiving. Let's gently pull on those hidden emotional threads and see what quietly connects beneath the surface. If these quiet emotional threads resonate with you, subscribe to Psyche Threads for more gentle, honest explorations every day video. Thank you for being here. Let's begin. The gap between projection and reality. Publicly, many women project strength. Social media is filled with posts about independence, empowerment, and living their best life. But privately, the story is different. I've counseled women who cry themselves to sleep, wondering why nobody wants them. Women who check their phones obsessively, hoping for a text that never comes. Women who pretend they're choosing solitude when, in truth, solitude is choosing them. One client, a successful lawyer in her 40s, posts constantly about empowerment. Yet in private, she admits she hasn't been held in years, hasn't been on a real date in months, and leaves weddings early because watching couples dance breaks her. The emotional distress of unwanted solitude is crushing. It's the silence when you come home, the empty bed that feels bigger every night. The realization that if you disappeared, it might take days for anyone to notice. The cultural lie. What makes this worse is society's messaging. Every magazine, every influencer glamorizes isolation. Being single is empowering, they say. Needing partnership is weakness. Wanting love is settling. So women suffer in silence, pretending they're thriving while dying inside. Because admitting loneliness feels like admitting failure. And accountability is forbidden. Modern narratives insist women are perfect by default. If she's single, it's because men aren't good enough. If she's unhappy, it's society's fault. If she's struggling, it's circumstances. This protective bubble prevents the self-reflection necessary for change. The forbidden question, "Why are you still single?" triggers rage because it implies responsibility. The protective threads versus connection threads. By 40, women have woven protective emotional threads around themselves. These threads are made of past heartbreaks, disappointments, betrayals, and unmet needs. They shield vulnerability. They keep pain out, but they also keep connection out. The tragedy is that the same threads meant to protect often strangle intimacy. The walls built to guard against rejection also block love. And yet, beneath those protective threads lies another set, connection threads. These are woven from vulnerability, openness, and trust. They're fragile, but they're the only threads that bind two lives together. The deepest fear women over 40 face is opening up fully, showing flaws, desires, scars, and still not being chosen. Because at this age, rejection feels heavier. It's not just about losing a partner, it's about losing the hope of being seen, accepted, and cherished in the years that matter most. Why rejection hurts more. After 40, past heartbreaks, by now women have lived through breakups, divorces, betrayals. Each scar makes vulnerability harder. Higher self-awareness. With maturity comes clarity. When rejection happens, it feels sharper, more personal, less dismissible. Societal timelines, pressure about family, aging, and time running out intensifies the fear. Opening up at 25 feels risky. Opening up at 45 feels like gambling with the rest of your life. The patterns that keep women stuck. Many women over 40 cling to explanations that protect ego but prevent growth. Men are intimidated by my success. All the good men are taken. Men can't handle strong women. These narratives persist not because they're true, but because they're comfortable. They avoid painful self-examination. They allow someone to stay the same while expecting different results. But the reality is harsher. Men aren't intimidated by success. They're repelled by combative attitudes. They don't fear independence. They just don't see the point in partnering with someone who broadcasts not needing them. The real reasons for long-term singleness are almost always internal: emotional instability unaddressed, bitter attitudes worn like perfume, unrealistic expectations unchanged, past trauma unhealed, social skills undeveloped. The lifestyle factor. By 40, lifestyle choices matter more than ever. Fitness signals discipline, style signals awareness, grooming signals self-respect. These aren't shallow concerns. They're indicators of how someone manages their life. Men notice everything: how she treats service workers, how she manages stress, how she handles conflict, what her friends are like, how she spends money, what her living space looks like. These observations predict partnership quality, and mature men, especially, are unwilling to overlook red flags. The family question. At 40, family goals weigh heavily. Not wanting children is fine, but it eliminates men who do. Wanting children urgently can seem desperate. Having children from multiple partners raises questions of judgment. Compatibility here ends relationships quickly. Mature men factor in family planning, values, and stability. The accountability allergy. The hardest truth is that many women resist accountability. Feminist peer groups discourage self-reflection. Any suggestion of change is labeled victim blaming. Any male feedback is dismissed as gaslighting. But accountability isn't cruelty. It's kindness. It's the mirror that shows flaws, but also shows the path to fixing them. The turning point. I've seen women transform their dating lives through honest self-assessment. One client, 42, spent years blaming men. Finally, she did the work. Therapy for anger issues, lost weight, stopped drinking, developed interests beyond Netflix. Within a year, she met her husband. Same city, same age, same dating pool, different her, different results. The turning point always comes when a woman admits, maybe I'm the reason I'm single. That admission hurts, but it also liberates, because what you admit, you can change. Empowerment through vulnerability. The deepest fear women over 40 face is opening up and not being chosen. But here's the paradox. Facing that fear is the only way to be chosen. True empowerment isn't pretending you don't need love. It's admitting you do, and becoming someone worth choosing. Because men want to choose women. They want love, partnership, peace. But they want it with someone who adds value, not extracts it. Who brings warmth, not warfare. Who offers support, not criticism. The hope. Yes, the clock is ticking. Yes, the years ahead are fewer than the years behind. But it's not too late. The women who face the truth and do the work find what they're looking for. The ones who resist remain alone, bitter, wondering why everyone else found love while they found loneliness. The difference isn't luck, it's courage. The courage to admit imperfection, the courage to take responsibility, the courage to change. Final reflection. The truth women over 40 fear more than anything isn't rejection, judgment, or even loneliness. It's that they had the power to change their outcomes all along, but chose comfort over growth, ideology over reality, blame over responsibility. That's the terror, that it was always fixable, but they chose to stay broken. And yet, that same truth is also the path to freedom, because once you admit it, you can change it. And once you change it, everything changes. The protective threads can be unwoven, the connection threads can be rewoven, and authentic love or peaceful singleness can finally emerge.